What's up, fuckers? We are back with another episode of Who Even Asked. I'm Tay.
And I'm Jazz.
And happy almost the end of January.
Yep.
Finally. The longest month of the year.
This month has felt like a year, literally. Like, I feel like this month was like 3 months combined.
It's awful. I hate January. I'm sorry for all of my loved ones with birthdays in January. I'm not, talking shit, but I hate January. It's terrible.
This particular January, I think has felt the longest January that I've ever had.
Yeah, like at the beginning of this week, I was like, oh, thank God, like January's over. And then I'm like, nope, we got another week of January, actually.
Yeah, but this Saturday, well, I guess by the time this comes out, it'll be not January anymore, but this Saturday, it will be February 1st, I think.
Yep, at last.
My birthday month.
Ooh, birthday month.
Yes, I am so excited. I'm not excited at the age I'm turning, but I'm ready for my birthday.
Hey, it just means more wisdom.
Yeah. I know we had some other topics we wanted to talk about, but this brings up a good point that I'm going to ask you real quick. Okay. So are y'all big on birthdays in y'all's family or like?
Yeah. So we definitely my mom always made our birthdays a big deal. My aunts made our birthdays a really big deal and my grandparents on my mom's side. So definitely we're a big birthday family. I feel like Jacob's family wasn't as big on birthdays. So he's getting accustomed to the big birthday bashes and all the things.
Yeah, we're definitely big birthday people.
Y'all are birthday month family.
Yeah, we every week of the month, my grandma will give us a small gift. And my mom does too now. And then I try to give my mom a couple gifts during the month of, her month was this month, January. So, yeah, we're big birthday people. We love birthdays.
I love it because it's like the one day, I used to tell my mom this growing up, it's the one day of the year everybody has to be nice to you.
That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, because, God, can you imagine what an asshole you'd be if you were mean to somebody on somebody's birthday?
Right? Nobody, it's great. It's the one day of the year you just feel special and you can do anything you want. It's great. I love birthdays.
Yeah, I actually heard something on the internet the other day, and it was I think it was a study about how everybody feels 2 years younger than they currently are because of the whole COVID and stuff.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do. Yes. I do. I feel younger than I am.
I think I feel my age. I remember growing up, I always felt older than I was. But now I feel my age.
Your age.
So maybe I always felt 2 years older, but now everyone feels 2 years younger. So now I feel
it's evening out. That makes sense.
So what do you want to do for your birthday? Do you have any ideas?
I do not have any ideas. I do know I want to spend it with family, because usually it's just me and my parents and my brother and my grandparents, which is still my family, but my cousins, I mean.
So not the immediate family.
I plan to have a birthday dinner with my immediate family, and then I want to have a party of some sort. And the idea actually just came to me, what about a roller skating party?
We could make that happen.
To rent out a roller skating rink like you used to do when you were younger.
Let's do it.
That would be so fun. Man, but can you bring alcohol there? Probably
Surely.
not.
I feel yeah.
Yeah? I don't know.
I will find out for you. I can make this party happen.
I haven't been to one in so long.
Yeah, middle school?
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
But then can you imagine one of us falls and busts our ass and we're just all...
And we actually break something and have to file insurance.
That's an option. It's an option. So maybe that would be fun.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Or
you had mentioned something about a themed party, so I wanted to see what kind of themes do you think would be fun?
So I thought about a Twilight theme, an Edward Bella type theme.
Love that.
Or a Western theme. I think that would be fun.
Okay.
But actual Western, not or the button up shirts. You know what I mean?
Cringy Western.
I'll put a picture on the YouTube video, so if you want to go check that out, of what I'm talking about. But what is it called?
Pearl snaps?
No, dang it. Yeah, that.
That's the shirt.
Is that what you're talking about? But not. It doesn't have to be like that. But just that type of vibe, I guess, is what I mean. I think that would be fun.
Because you're turning 32?
32.
I'm trying to think, is there anything like... You know how like 1-year-olds, like they like have to... The theme has to go with the number? Like 1 wild ride or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, what will go with 32?
32 is hurting you.
Okay, you know, I'm going to need you to like hype yourself up a little bit more.
32, you're turning blue. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to be in charge of your theme because yours is going to be depressing.
When I turned 30, I did want to do like a death to my 30s party where everybody was like all emo. Emo would be a good one too. Like everybody dresses emo. I think that'd be easy and cheap too.
Yeah.
For people to dress up emo, and then you'd have no excuse not to dress up.
That would be fun.
So I think that would be fun. Yeah.
I love the Adam Sandler themed parties.
Oh,
those
dang.
are always so fun.
Yeah. Or like the opposites, but then I would kind of hoe myself because I don't got nobody to dress opposite of.
We'll find you somebody. We're taking takers for Jazz's birthday party.
Once again, Jazz is throwing herself out there. No,
Side note to that, I feel like we should do like a podcast episode, but it's like speed dating for
speed dating.
Or like a matchmaker type show.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be funny. Yeah, that would be fun. No, but yeah, so stay tuned for my birthday. We'll figure it out and we'll let you guys know. And if you're in town, maybe you can come.
Yeah.
Come join us.
We'll drop a pin.
Yeah. And bring a present.
Oh yeah, don't come to a party
Alcohol.
empty-handed.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I'm honestly I'm more excited. Like I just like birthdays, and the closer it gets, I'm ready for it. So
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to celebrate you.
Me too.
It'll be fun.
I love celebrating me.
Who doesn't?
Everybody calls my mom the princess. Or princess, and I think I literally like I'm not as much as her, but like I'm definitely like my mother's child when it comes to stuff like that.
She's got some lordship.
Princess Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine.
But no, yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited for it. I know we've been talking about my birthday, but let's go ahead and I know you had a question you wanted to ask. Do you?
Yes. So this is gonna get a little deep. I feel like we were talking about something just kind of like fun and goofy, but
Well, that's why we talked about that, so we could segue into the sadness.
It's not necessarily sad. I just
Okay.
feel like it's a little thought provoking, and I think my story might be a little bit sad. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it at you. Has there ever been a time in your life where you just felt something like heavy on your heart, like you needed to do something, but like you weren't sure exactly why, or maybe there was a time like you felt like you needed to do something, you did it, and then afterwards you're like, oh wow, like that's why I was supposed to do that? Like the universe, God, whatever you feel was like letting you know you needed to do that. Have you ever had a moment like that? I saw somebody talking about this. That's what kind of made me think about it.
Yeah. I think I have. I can't remember. Like I know I've had the moment. I just can't recall the moment right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been times when that's happened. Dang it. I wish I could remember it, but I can't off the top of my head.
I guess it just whenever I had heard somebody talking about that, it just made me think, you know, like if you don't do it, like I guess I feel guilty like in those times where I feel like I was supposed to do something and then I didn't do it, and then there has been times where later on I figure out afterwards like that's why you should have done that, and then I feel kind of bad. I don't know.
So
I guess,
are we?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Are we talking about like okay, like you feel like you should? Let's say you have somebody you know, and you just have a feeling that like, oh, maybe I should go buy this person like a little present or like a little surprise or something. Are you talking about like, and then you find out that you take it to them and you find out like, oh, they're going through this and you didn't know, but you're glad you took them the present.
That's
type
exactly
of thing?
what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. I have that. I do that a lot. Well, not a lot. But what I mean is like
Not a lot. Let me just be clear.
well, I don't want to sound like I'm like, oh yeah, I do that. That happens to me all the time. No, but I've had moments of that. Yes, is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember this one specific time I was working. I worked at a nursing home for a few years when I was younger. And there was this one couple, the husband was in there, but his wife, she didn't need to be in the facility, but she would come stay with him every day. Like, she was like ultimate caregiver, just he was like a real big guy, so she couldn't do everything by herself, so he was there. But she was from a different country. I think she was from like Scotland or something like that.
Yeah.
And so she had to go back to Scotland for a little bit for whatever reason, I don't remember. And she wasn't going to be back to see him for a while.
Yeah.
And so I just had this feeling all day. I was like, I need to plan like a date for them, like before they go, you know, like just something cute. And I guess what kind of like hindered me from doing it was like, I didn't know if I could pull it off, if I was going to like get in trouble with like administration, if it would look like I'm playing favorites in some weird way. But I just had this feeling. I was like, you need to like go buy them lunch and like get him all cleaned up, go sit at this table. And so when she shows up, she'd be like surprised, and they would have like this cute little date before she left.
Yeah.
Well, and then I found out later on, he passed away while she was still there, so they never got to have that last little thing. And so that's just something that like bothers me a lot. So I don't know, I just want to hear from you guys too, if y'all ever like had something similar like that happen to you. And I guess just to kind of encourage people, if something is like weighing on your heart, like follow your gut. Like, you never know like what it's going to mean to somebody else or how it's going to impact somebody. So
yeah,
not to get all sad on you guys, I had just thought about that the other day, and I just kind of wanted to get everybody else's like input, and I don't know, just remind people to be mindful and go out of your way and do kind things for others.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because like even like a small thing, like, you know, just having a small conversation with somebody can change somebody's life or day, like, because you never know what people are going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially with like, I feel with older people too, like especially because a lot of older people are lonely. They've lost a lot of people in their life. Like, there's things that they go through, and then like they're so like, I'm sure like if I was older, I'd be thinking of, oh my God, how much longer do I have to live? You know what I mean? That's just like a scary thing to go through.
Right.
And so you have all this other stuff going on, and I just think, and I even posted a video the other day on my TikTok of like me, you know, doing stuff for my grandparents, and I kind of pointed out in my video, like, you know, whether it's your grandparents, your parents, just some family, even if you're not close to your family, maybe a close friend, you know, just make sure you're reaching out to people, like, and talking to them, because it would just make people's day to hear from people. Like, I can't tell you how happy I get when somebody like thinks of me, like just randomly, you know, like one of my cousins went to, I think it was Arizona, and it was like 12 o'clock in the morning, but he FaceTimed me, and he was like, yeah, I just wanted to FaceTime you and show you this scene because I knew you'd like it. And like, that made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, wow, he thought about me enough to, you know, to FaceTime me. And like, that was just so cool. And I just think a lot of people would appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That also, this made me think of that. I have this client, and her mom was there with her one day, and she's like, she was so weird. Like, she just told this random stranger that she liked his beard. Like, how weird is that? And then she told this other lady X, Y, and Z. And she kind of asked me something along the lines of, that's weird to get like a compliment from a stranger. And I just kind of told her, I was like, I think compliments from strangers like mean more than if it was like your family member or your significant other, whatever, because that person doesn't owe you anything.
Yep.
And I don't know, like, I just think like if you think something nice, like, tell that person, because it goes back to what we were saying, like, you never know like how much that person needed to hear that or how much it's going to brighten their day. Like, there was this little kid in the gas station one time that told me I was pretty, and I remember it to this day. It has been so long ago, but I still remember it.
I can't tell you how many younger kids come up to me and they're like, oh, I love your gauges, I love your tattoos. And like, I just remember seeing people that looked like me when I was younger and thinking how cool those people were, and I would go tell them stuff like that. And so now every time somebody tells me that, I feel so gassed up. Like, I'm like, oh,
like it heals like a little part of you.
I'm like, oh, that was me.
That's so cool when like little kids like compliment you too, and it's like, you think I'm cool,
right?
Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's something you definitely appreciate when you're older, for sure.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So I guess moral of this little segment, y'all be sure to spread kindness and follow your gut.
And I think that kind of leads into it's okay, or a big part of that too would be like having empathy, which kind of brings up, and if you're ready to move on, I can kind of go into that. I did want to touch base on one thing that I saw that happened. I think it was yesterday she posted this video, but Selena Gomez came out and basically, I don't know if it was on live or just a video, where she was crying about, immigration issues. And I saw a video on TikTok today that was like this one girl basically saying, why does she care? First of all, she's like, I wish I was rich enough to care, or to basically have the time to care, or something like that. And yeah, it was like crazy. And she also said something along the lines of like, she's not getting paid to say that, so she doesn't know. She's not getting paid to say that, so she doesn't know why she's saying it, or something. It was something along the lines of that. And another girl stitched it, and she kind of like tore the girl to pieces. But the whole point I was bringing that up is like, politics aside, like empathy is free.
Absolutely.
Caring about somebody else, completely free. And I'm not saying you have to care about every single person, but to have a shred of humanity, like that was her. People were saying, why does she care? Well, she's Hispanic. Okay. I'm Hispanic. I'm not directly affected by the immigration stuff necessarily, but just as a human, I have empathy enough to feel sad for kids that are getting torn away from their parents. I'm not talking about like necessarily like criminals. Like criminals, get them out. But people that are just searching for a better life for their kids and their family, I'm sure we all want better lives for ourselves. And I just don't understand how people cannot have empathy for certain things. And once again, I'm not saying you have to care about everything, but just in that scenario, that's something I could see that she cared about. I also care about. So it's like, it's not bad to have empathy, and we shouldn't be confused as to why somebody cares for other people. And that just really just threw me for a loop. I was like, I can't believe. Yeah, it was just a big thing. But
and what's crazy about that is like, we're always like, eat the rich, and like they don't care about people like us, and blah blah blah, stuff like that, And so here is this celebrity that is not like this evil, selfish like person, and they're actually caring and wanting to do, you know what I mean? Like, sees the bigger picture besides themselves. And we're gonna tear her to shreds for being a good human being. That's wild to me.
And I just think that as a world and as humans, a lot of us have lost empathy, humility, and just compassion for other lives. And I think we all as a country need to take a step back. And once again, it has nothing to do with politics. I'm not getting into politics, but just as humans, take a step back and realize how privileged you are, and kind of realize what other people don't have that you may be privileged to have, and take yourself away from that privilege, and kind of like realize why, it's so sad that this stuff is happening. And I think we could all benefit from looking from that perspective every once in a while, for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely something like each and every one of us has been probably not the best at some point or another in our lives, and definitely something we could all strive towards being better at, that would, help grow our society, our nation, bring us more together. I think that kind of goes back to what I talked about on previous episodes. Like, it's baffling to me that you have these like celebrities or just like people of power who have just like this, they're hoarding the wealth, this abundance of wealth, and they don't want to like help others in situations like, the fires and all this other stuff we have going on. That's just baffling how people don't have that empathy, I guess, just because I mean, you and me both, we're both like major empaths. Like, we take people's feelings extremely seriously. So I guess that's just hard to fathom how people don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a teacher in Fort Worth who basically DM'd, I don't know if it's some White House organization on Twitter. and told him that he teaches at this high school in Fort Worth and that half of his students don't speak English and that ICE needs to come. Yeah, I think the teacher got fired. I don't know. I haven't.
Good.
Or they're investigating it. But it's just like, you're a teacher. These kids, if they don't see this on Twitter, if it didn't blow up, can you imagine being nice to a teacher, thinking a teacher likes you, or not likes you, but just is there for you, and then finding out that, like, how sad that is. It's just.
And why would you can have your own, anybody can have their own opinions on like the situation as a whole, but how could you want children to be stripped of their parents? Like, how ugly do you have to be inside to want that? Yeah. Like, that's truly disgusting.
Yeah. And too, like, shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, like, I think a lot of people hide, and this is like probably the most political, and it's not even very political, but like a lot of people in general just hide behind God, and they use like the Bible as justification for hate, when if you actually read the Bible, you know, Jesus was an immigrant. Jesus literally says, love thy neighbor. And I just think a lot of people who need to take a step back and reread the Bible maybe, and kind of, you know, then practice what they preach after they read it. Because I feel like a lot of people just hide behind that, and they're just taking things that are not even in the Bible and kind of making it seem like it is.
Well, and I think that's why Christianity as a whole gets like such a bad rap a lot of the times, or can, to a lot of people, because it's people like that who are ruining it. Because I don't think at its core it's what obviously God intended it to be. Yeah. You know, our job is just to love people, and I think you're absolutely right with what you said, that it's just people just make their own like narrative fit somehow. I think also the Bible as a whole has been like lost in translation over the years, and I think people can like add what they want. I personally will see like TikToks where they'll have like a scripture and it'll say something, and I'm like, that is not like the verbiage I grew up reading. So like, I don't know, it just goes to show, you know, things get lost in translation, and our job is just to love people. And everyone just quit being shitty human beings, I guess is our point. Yeah,
that was the point. So I guess we can kind of get away from this topic. And while I think I have one more like kind of down thing. It's not really down, but this is like a.
No, this is a downer. Yeah, this gave me anxiety. So let's just get it out of the way, and then we're gonna move on to something a little more social media.
Yeah, social media upbeat.
Pop culture.
This is probably the deepest we're ever gonna get on this podcast. So, but it's just really, the world is as a whole right now is so discombobulated. And I just feel like we'd be doing an injustice if we kind of just like ignored everything. So I just wanted to make this one little episode about like a couple things that are going on and just kind of touch base on that. So we're not out of touch with reality. We are here and we are seeing everything that's going on.
Yes, absolutely. I do get all my news from Jazz. I do bury my head in the sand, so she is my news anchor as well.
Yeah. And I will say I read all of the news, not just one particular source. True. So I make sure it's not biased, and I fact check us.
She does.
So
don't fact check me on anything that comes out of my mouth, please. I'm just a girl.
That is so funny. All right. So I wanted to touch on, and I sent you a video of this earlier.
Okay.
It's called the Doomsday Clock. Have you ever heard of it before today?
Yes. I think you've sent me something before about it.
So yeah, it's called the Doomsday Clock, and I want to go over what it is. I have a little verbiage here, just so that way people are aware. So the Doomsday Clock is a symbol that shows how close humanity is to destroying itself, created by scientists in 1947. So midnight on the clock symbolizes the world has reached total catastrophe. It started back in, like I said, 1947 with the threat of nuclear war, and that's what kind of like made them come up with this. But now it's including things like climate change and advanced technology.
Sure.
So today, which is when we're recording January 28th, the clock is set to 89 seconds to midnight. And this is the closest it has ever been to midnight. And so what this means, these are the things that they kind of took into effect to make it that. Nuclear threats. So the ongoing conflicts with like the Ukraine war, the fear of nuclear war with that. That's a contributing factor. Climate change, global warming, and extreme weather. Weather's getting worse. Yeah. Our winters are moving so far back. We did not used to have snow in February that I could remember.
Really?
Doing?
I feel like there was always snow.
Okay, I may be wrong about that. You know what? Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
But I mean, there is sometimes like snow in April, like occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, so I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
Point.
We're seeing the effects of it. But yeah, I was wrong about the February thing, so I meant that.
Sorry.
No, call me. Like, go ahead. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But like, I was trying to pick an example. That was the first thing I thought of. But yeah, no, I remember that one April. We talked about it before.
Yes.
Snow on Easter. But also new technology. The risks of artificial intelligence and biotech could cause harm if misused.
Which a lot of people were speculating some of the wildfires in California. Or actually, I'm not going to say a lot of people were speculating. I saw a video saying that AI takes like 10 times more electricity, power, something like that. And so that's also like contributing to global warming even more. Just a little tidbit. That's all.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Because like those, whatever computers are like, controlling that has to be super powerful.
Yes.
So basically this is a serious warning from scientists urging the world to act quickly and work together to prevent disaster. I think one thing that scares me the most about that particular statement is act quickly together, because as a country and as a world we are not together right now. And yeah, so that's just very like, this is definitely not something that's like, oh my God, the world's going to end tomorrow or anything like that. But like, we need to start making changes now to prevent it from ending or catastrophe from happening. And it's just really hard to see how we're going to do that right now. So
I think it's easier said than done to be like, yeah, we need to come together and change things. But like, how do we go about starting like significant change, you know, because you always hear like one person can't change the world, obviously. True. So like what
education I think is a big thing. I know so many people who, well, I don't know them personally, but I've heard of so many people who don't believe in climate change, which is a big red flag. Like that's another problem I think is like education. And if I think people would either educate themselves a little bit more on the stuff so we could all work as a group. And this is far-fetched dreams, okay? This is far-fetched dreams. But to like do small changes to prevent things from happening. But who knows? We could have screwed things up so much already that
there's no coming back.
Yeah. So, but that's always been like a overall theme when aliens, you know what I mean? Like to bring up the alien thing again, like how people would always say, oh, the aliens are going to come when we've basically fucked ourselves so hard that they need to intervene.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about aliens and this thing. And it's like, what?
Do you feel like it's, I mean, I don't think it's always been this bad, but do you think like we think it's as bad as we do because we have so much access to
the internet?
So much information. Yeah. Like to media, like we're hearing what other people are saying, like, because I'm sure like back before social media, like it wasn't great then, you know, there's still like people ruining the planet then and all these things, but like we just don't hear about it as much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing.
But I don't know. I think it's probably worse now.
No, I definitely think it's worse now, but I also think you're right too. Mm-hmm. That's definitely like a thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And who knows? Who really knows anything anymore? But yeah, I don't know, man. You know, hug a tree or something. Don't use plastic straws. Save the turtles. I'm just kidding. I don't think that... Didn't that get debunked or something like that?
Probably.
I think it did.
I guess moral of like pretty much the first half of this episode. Quit being a shitty person. Like let's all like try and be more mindful. Let's all try and be more empathetic, more kind. Let's, you know... An answer to the question I just brought up, like overconsumption, I feel like is a huge issue. Like, let's try and be more resourceful. Like, we don't need the newest and greatest thing all the time. Like, we don't need 8 million Stanleys because they're cute. Jazz does not agree with me whatsoever. I'm not saying that I don't fall victim to these things myself. I'm just saying I've tried to be more conscious of that lately, and I feel like a lot of other people have been talking about this recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's a good step also.
Not me drinking out of my Stanley beer stein, drinking
That
coffee.
is sick, though. Honestly.
And then my 3 Stanleys in the cupboard that I never use.
Don't get me wrong, like I have multiple cups as well.
No.
I'm just saying, like, one cup is gonna do the job.
Yeah.
Less,
I get what you're saying.
You have to wash, so less water you're wasting.
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
This is our home. Think of everybody else as your roommates. Would you want to live with a messy roommate? Would you want to live in filth? Would you want to live with a hole in your roof? No. So let's do stuff to try and make the world a little better so we can last longer and live better. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, thanks.
I agree.
Yep. Okay, so to kind of shift gears here, I do want to touch on some lighter things. Have you heard of the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing going on?
Of course I have.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
And it's fuck Blake over here.
Yeah.
For me personally, at least.
Yeah, me too. And that really hurt me.
Did it?
Because, okay, I will say, full disclosure, I never really paid that much attention to Blake Lively other than like seeing the stuff she's been in.
Okay.
And like her online personality, which is just what she puts out there. So obviously I was bamboozled.
Right.
But after doing some research and seeing all of the stuff, especially Ryan Reynolds being the way he is too, I was like, oh, I never knew. First of all, I didn't even know he was married to Scarlett Johansson, or were they married?
I think that's right.
Yeah, they were married at one point, and I guess she had said some stuff about him too, and it was like, dang.
But it's so funny because everybody for so long put them on like such a pedestal, and they're like American sweethearts.
Yeah.
And I always just got a bad vibe from Blake Lively.
Dang. Yeah, she looked like kind of an asshole, but like in a funny way, but I didn't realize she was really just an asshole. So that's crazy. Do you have some stuff that you kind of know about it, or do you want me to kind of go over what I got and then we can talk about it from there?
Yeah, we can. I knew some stuff, but if you want to go into what you have, I'll just add what I have.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over just like an overview of everything. So of course we know that Blake Lively first sued Justin Baldoni for $250 million alleging sexual harassment and then a smear campaign against her.
Also, $250 million. Like, yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Well, he countersued her and Ryan Reynolds and I guess the publicist, Leslie Sloan, for $400 million, claiming defamation and extortion.
Period.
Yeah. People, I was reading online and they were saying it's like more of like a publicity stunt to sue him for so much money. Because like, yeah, that is a crap ton of money. So the allegations were Lively accuses Baldoni of inappropriate on-set behavior and damaging her reputation. And then Baldoni claims Lively fabricated the harassment claims to take control of the film. So as far as evidence go, a leaked voicemail featuring Baldoni apologizing, calling himself flawed, and admitting he fell short. I think that was leaked by Justin Baldoni.
I'm confused on that, though. What is he referring to that he fell short in?
So I think that she had sent him a text message at like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is also not very professional. Yeah. And then he like sends her a voicemail back apologizing for, I guess, something she had said in the text message. Okay. I don't remember the exact like
what the message
thing. Yeah, I probably should check that out a little bit more. But so yeah, did you hear that voice thing?
I did not. I had seen something. I don't know if this was the message you're referring to or if this was just another message, but she sent him some weird, vague message, and she was like referencing herself as like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones or something weird like that, and she's like, I have all my dragons to do stuff for. I don't know. It was very weird and cryptic. I don't know if you saw that one or not.
No, I didn't. Because to be honest, until today, because I was trying to come up with podcast topics, I really didn't pay like that much attention to this.
Yeah, I'd seen a little bit about it. I started the book It Ends With Us. I never finished it, and I was just going to watch the movie. I didn't even finish the movie because all of this press just left like such a bad taste in my mouth that I didn't even watch the movie.
I watched it.
What did you think of the movie itself?
I was so confused at first, but I didn't read the book. Okay. I was like, because I was a dumbass, and I was like, she's claiming to be hit, but the way they did the movie was you never saw him hitting her. You kind of saw him get angry, but you never saw like him pushing her or him hitting her. Okay. So through the whole movie, and maybe it was just me not paying attention enough, but I'm pretty sure. So we never saw that. So at the end where she talks about hitting and then it flashes back to him actually pushing her and like doing all the stuff she says, it was like,
where did this come from?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm really usually not a fan of like movies, like that type of movie anyways.
You don't love a rom?
Like comedy rom.
Yeah.
So rom-com.
Yeah, I don't think that was, I was going to say rom-com and then I was like, it's about abuse and I was like, that's funny.
Oh yeah, true. That's true, yeah.
That's true, yeah.
I thought I had to clarify
Domestic violence is not a joking
not a great
matter.
Yeah. But no, so I mostly watched it for her, to be honest, because I mean, yeah, it's Blake Lively.
That's not who I would expect you, like you to think is cute.
Dude,
I think she's overrated.
You think so?
I just think she looks like any other blonde chick.
Oh my god, I need to. Okay, so go to the YouTube video, guys. There's this guy on TikTok, since we're talking about how she looks, and I don't know if he's a gay guy. I'm not trying to assume anything, but I think he is. But he dresses up basically like in drag or of Blake Lively. I sent that to y'all.
Maybe you haven't. I just not remember.
The dude looks just like her. It is crazy. He even makes the like lip thing.
Oh yes, now I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna post a picture of him, or a snapshot of his TikTok thing on the YouTube video, so go see it. But it's so funny. So when you're talking about looks, that's what popped in my head. I was like, which is so funny. But yeah, no, I have weird tastes. Okay. I have weird tastes, but she's conventionally attractive.
Sure, yeah.
She's not ugly.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Just
anyway,
from like how your ex looked.
Oh yeah. Well, see, in theory, like I think I want to be like geared towards a Blake Lively, but I tend to be geared toward gothic.
Yeah.
Emo girls.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh.
Which is so funny. But yeah, I have varying tastes.
She does not discriminate.
I do not discriminate. Oh, okay. So back to like the evidence is Lively is seeking a gag order to limit the evidence shared by Baldoni's legal team because they're coming out with stuff left and right. The videos, the voicemails, and all this stuff just like showing how Blake Lively is lying. Mm-hmm. And have you heard the theory as to why this all came about?
I have. What are your thoughts? Okay, so to fill everybody else in, it has been accused that Ryan Reynolds thought that Blake was either cheating on him or was like being inappropriate with Baldoni. So he showed up to set and was screaming at her and he got all pissed off, and that's kind of like what got the ball rolling with this whole situation. Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically that theory. And which is why he's included in the lawsuit. Also that he just started showing up to set like and never leaving and kind of took over the film. Mm-hmm. And that was another thing. And like the poor guy, we've all seen the pictures, hopefully, or not hopefully, but I'm sure we've all seen it, of him in, the basement with his family. And then that he had like a fan there that he was supposed to take to walk the red carpet and he couldn't. And I'm like,
that's so sad.
I know, what a jerk.
And I think like definitely Ryan Reynolds definitely had to like have a part in like banishing him to the basement. That's what I thought when I saw that come out, because I didn't see that until like the lawsuit, all the stuff started coming out. Yeah,
I definitely think he saw something either on our phone or something, and he got mad and is just a jealous little bitch about it.
Insecure.
Yep.
Did you see the clip of, I guess it was when they were filming the movie, that they were doing like a kiss type scene or whatever, and he just like casually had his like arm around her, and she is like directing the scene almost with him, and she like forces him to like grab her and pull her in like more aggressively. So that's, people had put that clip in there, and they're like, see, I find it funny that she was saying like he was being inappropriate, but she was the one that was like being like the intimacy coordinator more so in that moment, which I found really interesting.
So I saw a few videos. I think I saw that one. Then I also saw like, I think comments on about a video of the video of them talking about like he was supposed to kiss like one side of her neck or something, but he ends up kissing the other side, and like she looks visibly like I don't know. People were like, she probably just started liking him, and he did not like her because he's married and has kids, which so is she. But like, that's another theory too, is like people think that she kind of did start falling for him, and that, yeah, that was just one of the theories. I don't know where I was going with that anymore, but
I can see it. It just, I feel like this movie had the potential to be like so great. I had also seen a bunch of people saying that she wanted to be in this movie so bad, but another one of Colleen Hoover's books is turning into a movie, Verity. And so a lot of people were saying she should have been cast for that one. Like, she didn't need to be a part of this one. And like, she really did this movie a disservice by being like the lead role. And I was kind of bummed. Like, I was excited about this movie, and then just with all the stuff that came out, I just did not watch it. And I think that sucks. I think it had all the potential to be a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was a bad movie, but yeah, I think I really didn't know about all the negative press and stuff until after. And then too, because like Deadpool came out right when that was coming out.
Like, what a coincidence that they came out the same weekend.
Yeah.
Like, y'all had some pull on that.
What if Ryan Reynolds did that on purpose to like trash that movie and make it just like not great? Because they're rich. like, they don't need money.
No,
he owns a bunch of stuff, and they're
the fact he owns also like a phone company now is
I don't think he owns it anymore. I could be wrong about this, but I think I read somewhere that he sold it and he's just like a spokesperson for them now.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong about that.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like him. I don't trust him.
No, yeah, I used to think he was so funny, and now I'm like, dang, he really made me sad.
There's a lot of celebrities, I feel like, that eventually like their true colors come out and it's like a letdown.
Well, they say don't meet your heroes.
That's so true.
He wasn't my hero, but
I would hope you would have a better hero than that.
But no, yeah, that's wild. That's really sad. Yeah, that's really all I had about that. I just want to kind of touch base on that.
Yeah.
I know you're not into football, but well, you're not really into football, right?
I'm not into sports.
Yeah. But I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs for that three-peat we're about to have. I just think it's so funny that there are so many people. I saw a video of this girl who said she paid an Etsy witch to like make Kansas City lose.
Yes.
I just thought that was so funny.
Not hating on the Chiefs whatsoever. I do get a little tired of like when one team goes every single year. Not that I really care about sports, but I'm just kind of like, ugh.
That's how I felt about the Patriots, so I get it.
That's how it's getting, is like the Patriots. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt with the Patriots. But since this is my team, I'm like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, respect. Like, I don't care about sports, so I really have no room to talk whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they'll probably pull through with the win.
Hopefully.
I would be surprised if they did not win, honestly.
I thought it was so funny that I was in my work chat, our social chat, and we had this new guy, and he came on here and he's like, I think we're all hoping that the Chiefs lose. And everybody looked at me and I was like, Jasmine's not.
That's crazy that they all said that.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
So I think a lot of people are praying for their downfall. But
I'm not praying for a downfall. I'm just saying I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully it's a good game. I hate when games are not good, but it should be. Two top dog teams. This is the second time recently, I think, that it's the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Was the last time it was the Eagles and the Chief when Travis, or is it Jason?
The Kelce brothers?
Yeah, they played against each other. I was going to bring that up, that I thought that was funny, because I think I heard something that Kylie Kelsey, she won't wear like a Chiefs shirt or whatever. And so I'm like, she's definitely going to be wearing an Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Game.
On the podcast that they have, I guess a fan had written in and was like, if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl again, are you going to be voting for the Chiefs or going for the Chiefs since you're no longer on the Eagles? And Jason was like, no, I'm always going to be voting for the Eagles.
Well, yeah, like you played for the team, of course.
But he was like, oh, yeah, but I'm also voting for Travis. Like, Travis, but not his team, just Travis.
You got to support the fan.
Yeah, that's so funny. I just think it's so funny that I think we're kind of over the Taylor Swift hate from the Chiefs fans and just football people in general. But I just thought it was so funny how much hate she got.
Yes.
For dating him.
Well, I think the fact that they've also lasted this long, people are like, okay, it's not just like a publicity stunt. Like, they actually are a genuine couple.
Yeah. And they've been dating for a while now, so I think the hype is a little over now. Finally.
Yeah, I would agree.
But do you what do you got, any plans for Super Bowl?
No. I do not.
Neither do I. So maybe we could have some plans.
Okay.
But yeah. No, that's all I had. I just wanted to touch on that, and I think overall we touched on a lot of different things, and it's a little heavier this episode, but also a little fun.
I'm sorry about that, you guys. I came in heavy with the heavy topic. So
no, I think sometimes it's good to touch base with reality a little bit. I think a lot of people, when you do like social media and podcasts and stuff, you want to keep people like happily entertained, because a lot of people find it as an escape from like the real life, but sometimes it's good to touch base with like things that are maybe not so happy.
For sure. I agree. Mm-hmm. So just want to encourage you guys to, once again, don't be a shitty human. Do good for others, put good out in the world, and good's going to come back to you. Go outside, touch some grass, get with reality. And, I hope we can all collectively come together to make our world a little bit better.
Yep. But I think that's it for today, unless you had any more.
I'm good.
Anything else? Alrighty. Well, you want to wrap us up and deliver us to the YouTube?
Yes. As always, you guys, please make sure to go give us 5 stars, like, follow, subscribe, all the things. We are on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And we love you guys, and thank y'all for tuning in every single week, and we will catch you fuckers next week.
Bye, guys.